Hello everyone and welcome back to the next installment of our 9.1 raid guides. This is Crzypck from Complexity to Limit, and today we're going to show you how to kill Mythic Kel'Thuzad in the Sanctum of Domination. Let's start with a short disclaimer. All of our Mythic guides will assume you have a good understanding of the heroic version of the encounter. We will not be discussing the basic mechanics, but instead the changes for Mythic and our strategy for how to defeat the Mythic version of the encounter. If you need a refresher on any of the basic mechanics for a fight, check out our heroic videos on the channel. For this fight, we recommend going in with 2 tanks, 4 healers, and 14 DPS. This fight is largely about control, controlled pushes, controlling adds, managing interrupt rotations, and specific timing on the adds dying during the phylactery phase. Let's jump right into the changes for Mythic. First and foremost, the boss will start with 3 stacks of the Necrotic Surge buff. This is the effect that increases how many Glacial Spikes and Oblivion's Echoes you get each time that it's cast. So in Mythic's very first stage 1, the beginning of the fight, you'll be getting 4 Glacial Spikes and 4 Oblivion Echoes each time those abilities are cast. Each subsequent stage 1, the amount of each of these abilities is increased by 1. This means you'll be dealing with a lot more spikes, meaning more stacks of the dot and more damage, along with significantly more Frostbound Devoted adds throughout the course of the encounter. In stage 2, there's a few really impactful changes. The Remnant inside the phylactery now casts Foul Winds periodically, which is a channeled ability that'll push everyone inside the phylactery backwards from the center of the platform. This is fairly easy to handle, just move forward and don't get knocked off. In addition to this, the swirlies inside the phylactery now leave puddles of death on the ground. These are bad, so you don't want to stand in them, and you certainly don't want to get pushed into them by the winds. These puddles will reset for each phylactery phase. On Kel'Thuzad's platform during all of this, the adds do the standard Mythic thing of hitting harder. The Banshees on Mythic, though, are dialed up to 11. The bolts they shoot while channeling Banshee's Cry now deal over 40,000 damage a pop, meaning it's super easy for someone to just get nuked and die from this. You want to interrupt the cast during the initial 1.5 second cast before the channel starts, because the first bolt shoots immediately upon the cast completing and the channel beginning. The last major change here is that in stage 2, if any of the adds are alive when Kel'Thuzad respawns, they get buffed and start dealing 500% increased damage instead of 25% increased on heroic. This is obviously extremely bad, so preventing it will be a major focus for you. The last mechanical change to the fight is that in stage 3, when the boss casts Onslaught of the Damned, you'll get a couple Frostbound Devoted adds that'll spawn in random locations around the room. Strategy-wise, as we said at the start of the video, this fight is all about control. Each of the 3 times you'll be in stage 1, the timings are exactly the same. First, we're going to go through a few of the specific aspects of this, and then we'll go through the timeline and just how to handle everything together. To start, you'll want a marker down near where Kel'Thuzad begins the encounter on the platform. This will be your drop location for Glacial Spikes. You will always bring 4 spikes to this marker, which you'll then ignore and let tick down and explode on their own. Any extra spikes past 4 should be dropped next to the boss and nuked down as quickly as possible. When the set of 4 naturally explodes on their own later on, you'll want to use at least 1 and potentially 2 healer cooldowns to keep the raid stable. The dots on Mythic deal a massive amount of damage. When Oblivion Echoes come out, all of the affected players should move towards the entrance to the platform just at the top of the stairs and stack up tightly. Once the circles drop on the ground, move away. By doing this, all of the adds that spawn will be stacked up, making it much easier to crowd control them and AoE them down. When they do spawn, you'll want to use not just slows, but also knockbacks and Ursul's Vortex or Mass Grips, things like that if you have them. You want these adds to stay as close to the stairs as possible and die near them, as this will make the later parts of the encounter easier and much more consistent. For the tank adds, you'll want to use an Interrupt Assignment Weak Aura to try and prevent any of the casts from going off. Ranged DPS should swap and nuke these down quickly. Okay, let's get into the timeline. About 15 seconds into each stage 1, you'll get tank adds. Handle these as described above. Keep them interrupted and range to kill them off. About 20 seconds in, you'll get Oblivion Echoes. Drop these at the stairs and crowd control and AoE down the adds. About 30 seconds in, you'll get Glacial Spikes. Remember to run 4 of them to the marker, and any additional spikes get put directly underneath the boss and blown up as quickly as possible by the raid. Let the set of 4 tick down on their own, and don't forget to use healer cooldowns to help prevent any deaths from this. At 45 seconds in, you'll get more tank adds, just nuke them. About 55 seconds in, you'll get Dark Evocation, which is the boss's effect that reses all of the little ads. If you kept them all stacked up tightly near the stairs, this ends up being pretty simple to deal with. Remember, crowd controls, knockbacks, mass grips, and vortexes are huge here. Make sure they stay grouped up near that front part of the room near where the stairs are, and AoE them down, blow them up. As you are finishing these off, the set of the 4 spikes that you left alone are going to be exploding at about 1 minute and 12 seconds into each stage 1. Just be aware of this and pop the assigned healer cooldowns. At 1 minute and 20 seconds in, you'll get more tank ads, and at 1 minute and 25 in, you'll get more Oblivion Echoes, and as always, these should just be dropped near the stairs. At 1 minute and 30 seconds into each stage 1, the boss will cast Howling Blizzard. The ads from the most recent Oblivion Echoes will spawn during this blizzard, so make sure your crowd control knockbacks are on point while your range nuke them down. As for the boss, we strongly recommend not killing him during the blizzard. Get him to 4.5% health, then your raid leader should call everybody to hard stop on DPS. The 4.5 mark in particular is important, as once the boss is below that point, he won't cast abilities at you, and you just clean up any ads and you can wait. Keep holding DPS until about 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the current stage 1, then finish him off and push into the phylactery stage. Once you do push the boss into stage 2, you'll want to send down 4 DPS and 1 healer into the phylactery. Specifically, send down DPS with strong single target damage and solid cooldowns. Looking at you, Boomkins. Have 2 DPS blow their cooldowns in the first phylactery, and the other 2 DPS hold off and blow cooldowns during the second phylactery stage later on in the fight. You'll want all 5 people in the phylactery to be stacked up tightly at all times and rotate as a group around the platform. The swirlies are targeted at random players inside the phylactery, so by being stacked up and moving as a group, you'll keep the swirlies, and then by extension the puddles that spawn after them, tightly consolidated. Everybody else will be dealing with the ads up top. The priority here is making sure to interrupt the Banshee's cry casts as quickly as possible. If you don't, it's very likely people will just get killed by the bolts. You do not, however, want to kill the ads immediately. Remember, they respawn 10 seconds after they die if the remnant hasn't been pushed yet. Get the ads low, then just focus on your interrupts. When the remnant is 10% health away from his target for that specific phylactery stage, your raid leader should call for killing the ads. This way, they die before Kel'Thuzad respawns, but not more than 10 seconds before the respawn. That way, they don't pop back up. From here, you'll really just play rinse and repeat for the second and third stage 1 Kel'Thuzad burns. The boss is standardized to always respawn with 100 energy, so the timings will be exactly the same all 3 times you fight Kel'Thuzad before stage 3. As you move into that third and final phylactery stage when the remnant's at 20% health, the DPS going down should not use any cooldowns at all, and instead should just save them for the 4th and final Kel'Thuzad burn. Slowly DPS down the remnant, giving the rest of the raid time to nuke down the ads. Keep communication going between the phylactery and the top, and make sure the ads die about 5 seconds before the team kills the remnant. Once the ads and the remnant die, Kel'Thuzad pops back up for stage 3, which is your final burn there. Once Kel'Thuzad becomes targetable, pop Bloodlust immediately, and everybody should pop every cooldown they have, blasting the living hell out of the boss. 20 seconds into this stage 3 burn, you'll get ads spawning, including abominations and banshees. Make absolutely sure you're interrupting the banshees, but don't spend too many global cooldowns in actually DPSing them. Kill the Frostbound devoted ads that pop up, but the abominations and banshees should mostly just be ignored by DPS outside, of course, of the interrupts. After the third Frost Blast in stage 3 goes off, we actually recommend anybody targeted after that point either run off to the side and use immunity, or run off to the side and kill themselves. It's safer to just let that happen than risk multiple people dying to a mistake as the ice starts covering most of the floor. Keep nuking, don't stand in bad things, and melt this boss's lich face off. Collect some sweet higher item level loot, and let's move on to the Banshee Queen herself. If you enjoyed this guide, remember to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to make sure you're subscribed to the channel to catch all of our previews, guides, kill videos, and more. From the team here at Complexity Limit, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.